thank you, Darth, for your contribution today, and we're going to finish up with our last team. And if you've been counting cards or whatever the Flodcast version of that is, you'll know that the last team is Melbourne.
Can you show me the other side of that bit of paper, Tom?
Yeah, sure. There you go.
The other side?
The blank side, yeah. No worries. See? It says Melbourne. Look, what can you say about the D's? Seriously. Just an absolute...
We're getting very serious here. You've leaned in and heightened the voice.
Yeah. Well, it's a very, it's an achievement worth really acknowledging in a very formal and serious way, and I'd like you to do that for us now.
I acknowledge that they are the best team in the competition and won the premiership last year. Oh, no, look, they have stars at every level. Of course, we look at it and say the forward line is the weakest link for their side, but they still have Ben Brown, Tom McDonald, and
Fritter,
Bailey Fritsch, and Cozzy Pickett, and guys who are really talented. Luke Jackson plays down there a lot, of course. Their midfield, I think, is the best in the competition. I mean, I think the Bulldogs are thereabouts, but Gawn and Track and Oliver as a trio is just incredible and just slightly better than the Dogs one. And then I think their back line, is as good a combination of tools as I've seen, really. I'm trying to think about who I would put in that same conversation. Maybe those Brisbane teams with Mel Michael and Justin Leppich and the guys like that. But Stephen May and Jake Lever and the way that they play together and play off each other and just have this incredible chemistry. It's not we don't see this happen very often, the combination. Now, there's been great defences and great defenders and stuff like that, like Matty Scarlett and blah, blah, blah. But those two, the way they work together, it's just such a sight to behold, I think, and just an incredible combination. And then, they've got good running defenders as well in dudes like Christian Salem and players like that who are all contributing. But, they're real good. They are really, really good.
Yeah, it's still more of a question of what could go wrong to stop them winning it again this year, or at least being in the top two, as opposed to what do they need to do right to get there. I think that the only way they will miss out on a top four or even a top two position this year would be if things went awry, either through injury or there was some sort of
complacency.
Yeah, complacency, and we know that can happen. It's hard to go back to back. There's a reason why Geelong, who I think are the greatest team that I've ever seen, failed to do it. It's bloody hard to do. So that's probably something to, and doing that pacing yourself thing that clubs have figured out now that is really important when you're on top all year. It's funny because you look at their list structure and it's not that different to the way we talked about Collingwood before. And they've got this cream and then they've got, a lot of kind of role players and it drops away a bit, but it's just that Melbourne's cream is so much better and their role players are so much better. It's like everything just gets bumped up a level. And not only that, they're really well balanced. They know how to play for each other. They know exactly what they need to do to make it work and to win the game of football. And that's what I think separates them from those other teams that we saw contending last year. So if they can continue that on, there's no reason they won't win it again. We talk about that 45 minutes of football in the grand final is probably the best footy I've ever seen. Certainly
it's the most dominant bursts maybe ever.
Just ridiculous and completely dominant. But let's not forget about their other finals as well. They smoked Geelong in the prelim. They dealt with Brisbane very comfortably in the qualifying final. And all that came after a 12-goal second half domination against Geelong when they were like 50 points down in round 23. So it was an incredible passage of football. And that whole thing needs to be taken as a package, not just what happened in the grand final.
Yeah. I mean, their heights are so much higher than anyone else. And that's what we're at. Maybe only the Bulldogs in their fully healthy, full midfield functioning, because we have to remember that the Dogs like had Treloar and Dunkley kind of coming back from injury when they played. So it wasn't exactly like, I know they played in the grand final, but it wasn't exactly their fully fledged team. Maybe only they can even scratch the heights that the Demons can get to. But at this point, from everything we've seen, if they turn up and play, and that's the mark of a really great team, if they turn up and play 90%, they're going to win, because no one else can really reach that. So, yeah. What else do you say about them?
Are they your flag tip, or are you going with a fresh face?
I haven't actually really thought about it. Yeah, no, look, I think they are. It's... I think Brisbane and the Dogs are two very, very good teams that are probably close to that level. But I think the belief that the D's have, and as I said, that level that they can hit, and those two guys in defence are just... I mean, when they've got there's probably three really elite key defenders in the competition, and two of them play for Melbourne. It's crazy to think of that.
And they were mocked for doing that, for paying up for that. Now who's bloody laughing? Yeah. It's one of the most remarkable turnarounds in fortunes, really, we've seen in terms of those particular selections and what they paid and how it was viewed at the time. So, there you go.
What about you?
Yeah, they're my tip. Yeah, just because it's one of those things where no one has convinced me they're the incumbents, and no one's convinced me yet that they can usurp them. So yeah, but I like Brisbane as well. I think Brisbane are a really good shot this year. That's it.